Right.
Authenticity.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Welcome to
everybody.
the show.
Hey,
Welcome to
everyone.
the show. It's always a pleasure to be here. And here with Marina from Heart Center Tarot,
Hello.
and Val from Dragonfly Crystals, and Shari from Voices from the Swamp, and
Hey, Kurt.
Allyson from Aries Girl Tarot. Thank you all, ladies, for being here today.
Absolutely.
Sending out love to Sharon. She is with her daughter who is not well. So I want to say I hope she's enjoying her visit, but also that her daughter's doing better. So yeah, she'll be back soon, I'm sure.
Yep.
So yes, today we have a topic that I chose on authenticity, and all of us would love to talk about that with you. We did get 10 questions this week, but all of us have discussed that this is more of a topic show, a topical show, and that the questions are kind of secondary. We're going to try to answer as many as we can. If you have a question, you need to stay if you want that question answered, and we'll see what we can do with it. Okay, but this was originally set up for us to share our wisdom and our thoughts with you. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew from the get-go what we're doing. So we're going to share our information on authenticity first, and then we'll go into the questions, and we'll ask if you're here still. So be prepared to answer so we'll know. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being here, ladies.
Absolutely.
Always nice to see you.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to start this off. I just want to, authenticity is the quality of being genuine or real. You might question the authenticity of something. So that's another word that people, is that an authentic
Yes.
replica, or is that an authentic picture, or is it a replica or a painting? Right. Authenticity is the healthy alignment between both our internal values and our beliefs and our external behavior. And it comes from finding your style, your way of leading, and making life decisions that reflects your ethics, values, and your personality. So remember the first time that I heard the word in that venue, and I thought to myself, am I living an authentic life? In other words, am I living the life that I want for myself, or am I living my life for other people? We do, I think, when we're younger, tend to do that. We want to please everybody else. And, we don't tend to step out of our own little shells at the time. But I also know that it isn't, for me anyway, it isn't for me in my personality not to be who I am everywhere the same. And I have even told my students that, you get me here like you get me at home, like you get me at a restaurant or a bar or wherever. This is who I am. This is what I like. And, I think that really made a difference in my life with other folks. So, and aligning your personal behavior, not being afraid to show who you are. And, because we're all flawed in some way or another. But I absolutely love it when people will step out of that comfort zone and live their life in their true purpose. And the only person that knows their true purpose is the person who is deciding what their true purpose is. There's no way I can tell you what your purpose is, or any of these lovely ladies, or anybody else, because that comes from you. So when you live in authenticity, you step out and you say, this aligns with what I believe in. This aligns with how I act. This aligns with the ethics that I have and the values and belief system that I grew up with. You are welcome to have your own, of course, but it's always nice to know that you are doing what you're doing for a very specific reason, and you're not worried about what other people think, because you're living what your truth is. So that's what I'm going to say today. So I'm going to pass it along because this is a group, a panel. So Marina, I'm going to let you speak to it as well.
I agree with a lot of the things that you said. Absolutely. I think being authentic means that I am comfortable in my skin. I'm comfortable with who I am, and I don't have to worry about choosing my words depending on the group that I'm with. I can be myself. I can say what I need to say, and just be honest with myself, be real with myself, respect myself. That's the big thing for me, is the idea of respecting myself enough to be able to tell someone else when I'm feeling disrespected, and to explain why. Right.
Yeah.
And it's just a case of, be honest, because I mean, you can lie to a lot of people, but don't ever lie to yourself. That is just, it doesn't work out. Right. And being your authentic self is when you're in a group of people, and everybody decides that one person is going to be the topic of conversation, and that doesn't feel right to you. That's being able to say, sorry guys, I'm not part of this. Like, either the discussion ends or I'm leaving, but I will not participate in that. And you're not doing it to dampen someone's quote unquote fun, but it's like, no, it's like,
doesn't work for me. Yeah.
It's like, sexual innuendo at work. No, that's not going to fly.
Right.
So, be in your power. Have enough respect for yourself that other people can see that, and that they will approach you from that place of respect.
That's wonderful. I agree with you so much, and I love that position that you just presented to us. That's great. Thank you. Val?
Okay. Well, at my age, I'm allowed to show up any way I want.
Yeah.
So being authentic is like, well, this is how I am. I don't care if you're in my home or I'm on YouTube or wherever I am at the grocery store. I'm not going to put on an act.
Right.
This is how I present. This is me. And, I really love myself just like I am, flaws and all. And so, I consider myself a sovereign being, and I don't need or require others to align with my beliefs. And I feel whole just like I am. And I allow others to have their space and believe whatever they want. And at the same time, look at my son is like, oh, he thinks all these years I've been doing my hobby.
I get it.
Okay. I don't correct him and sit down and have a big discussion. No, he can think whatever he wants and do whatever he wants about it. Right. And I'm okay with whatever anybody thinks or says, but it doesn't really come up in conversation when I'm with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. I don't. It's not a topic that I have to bring up to, talk about. Right. So I never get challenged about it in any way, shape, or form. So I have to say that up front. Yeah. But I'm going to be who I am, and I'm going to show up. There isn't anything that's going to be false coming out of my mouth, and that's just how it is at this age.
I get it. Yeah, I think we've earned it. It's funny you mentioned that. Yeah, when I was trying to get elevated to a position at college, my dean kept saying, "You're not telling me something. You're not telling me. There's something you're not telling me." And finally, I told her I was a Buddhist, and she's like, "Oh, that's it. And you need to tell everybody that." I said, "Really?" So, yeah, it's standing in your power. It doesn't mean they have to be Buddhist or they have to even like what I am. But, there's no reason to hide it. And I was so thrilled she said that. Even though, when you're talking about dealing with people, in a professional level, you have to be careful with certain things, But I felt really good about it. Made me feel really good. So,
yeah, that's good.
Awesome.
That's good. Awesome. You don't have to hide part of yourself.
No,
you can present yourself fully.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all of you in the chat that are writing, I love that you've put up some
Yes.
of your thoughts, and thank you for doing that very much. So go ahead, Allyson.
It's interesting that you chose this subject, Allie. This has kind of been going on since I came into the world. So I came in to blaze a trail through my family, and I've always been very unapologetically outspoken, and just I say who I am, and I say what I believe in, and I always have. So that's just who I am. So
that's awesome.
I've had there's been a couple things that I just kind of had to tamper it down a little bit, just for an income career. There's certain places where you have to dampen and kind of smooth the edges a little bit, but not that I'm I don't know, sometimes that's looked at like a bad thing that you're like that, but I don't think that it is. I'm loving, and I have a huge heart, and I have no problem saying when I'm wrong, ever. And I apologize, and I mean it when I do. And that's just who I am. But I also, I will say what I think at the drop of a hat. And I think that that's beautiful. And I like it when people are like that. And every once in a while, I'll meet somebody that's kind of like that. And I'll notice me kind of going at them. And then I realize it's like, oh, because that's what I do. And there's some amount of that that I can handle and some I can't, I guess, or whatever. But I love it when people are their authentic self. They say what they mean as long as they're not hurting somebody else. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
No, and that's a good point. That's a good point, Allyson, because there are people that say whatever comes out of their mouth, they're not thinking about how it will affect other people. And of course, we don't want cruelty to come out, but
yes.
I love
and if I could just add one thing, there's been times when I've said something, and as soon as I said it, I was like, oh, and I'll say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean X, Y, Z, because again, I don't have any problems apologizing about anything. And that's, if there's one thing I could say, I know this is a little off subject, but people need to be more comfortable with apologizing and admitting that they're wrong.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Get over yourself. It's not that big of a deal, and just move on. So it makes you a better person to admit where you goofed up. So anyways, that's mine. Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you, Allyson. I think that's wonderful. I think that I had a mother-in-law that would never apologize or say or take blame for anything. And it was as though she was above everybody else. And, that's not authenticity to me. That's just cruelty in a lot of ways, because it's not always not her fault, So
control.
I love it. It's wonderful. All right, Miss Shari, you're in the hot seat, girl.
My turn. I mean, everything everyone has said, I agree with, but I think, especially for younger people, to bear in mind that it's also a learning process of learning to speak your truth. When you're a teenager, when you're a child, when you're in your 20s, you spend a lot of time tiptoeing on eggshells because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, or you don't want to be left out, or you don't want to not have friends, because the people that you're hanging out with are also immature and young. And that everybody kind of has, at the younger age of, it's my way or the highway. Not all. I mean, some kids seem to come out of the womb with maturity levels that most of us would kill for, but and I think growing up in the South, where good manners has always been a very extremely heavy thing that gets pushed on everyone, especially once you start school, is to be polite, to have good manners, don't hurt someone else's feelings. So the old saying, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. So a lot of times, I don't say anything at all, which could be hard to believe for some of y'all because I never shut up. But
Shari.
I'll just go on and on. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things I just kind of bite my tongue and I don't say And maybe I should say it. It would, because that old adage of don't say anything that's not polite.
I get it. I get it. Yeah.
You know, it's just it's a cultural thing, I think. You know, people that I know from up north are a little bit more abrupt and and right in your face about things, but that's because of the kind of culture they grew up in. Whereas down here, it's proper manners is very strongly pushed. But you can still speak your truth and have good manners at the same time.
Yes, you can.
You don't have to say things in a way that's truly hurtful. Not to say that there aren't times when we all say something, and like Allyson said, the minute it comes out of your mouth, you're like, "I'm sorry, that's not how I meant it." It just comes out wrong, you know.
That's true. That's true.
And that's a difficulty because then you hurt someone. And for most of us who are empaths, that's something that we do not enjoy doing, is causing harm to someone else. I think just learning to be truthful in the long run strengthens your relationships, whether it's romantic relationships or familial relationships or friendships. Because if you know you can count on someone to tell you what they really think, you're going to honor that opinion higher than somebody that's just going to be a yes man and tell you what they think you want to hear. Which at times is nice, a little boost to the ego. But, you know, overall, no, I'd rather you tell me the truth. You know, Shari, shut up. You're talking too much. That kind of thing. You know, it just.
Well, they could say it nicer than that. But
Exactly. But that's, you're thinking it, so say it. You don't have to be rude about it.
I get
it. I think it's, I mean, even at 62, I'm still learning.
We all are, Shari.
You know?
And that's, we should be still learning. We should be able to sit down and say, there's still a lot of stuff I don't know yet.
Right.
Otherwise, we're just lying to ourselves because we really have that.
I heard a phrase today that really struck me. And I think, I kind of need to add it in here. And the phrase was, if you've never looked the devil in the face, it means he's walking right beside you.
Ooh.
So,
That's
so sometimes,
profound.
very, very profound and very
profound.
Absolutely. You know thyself.
Know thyself. That's right. Be willing to listen, be willing to learn, but in compromise, we have to compromise in certain circumstances and situations, of course. But for me, I like who I am. It took me a long time to like who I am, even though sometimes I look in the mirror and don't like who I am. You know, we all go through that. But, you know, we have to like who we are in order to, and to say to each other, you know, I don't really care if you don't like the fact that I read cards or that I do this or I do that, because it doesn't, it's just what I want to do. And I don't pick on you for wanting to go to bingo or whatever it is you want to do, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, thank you, ladies. Allyson, did you want to say anything else?
No, thank you.
No, okay. You opened up your mic, so I thought maybe you did. Okay.
Oh, no.
So, we need to breathe. We need to grow. We need to, thank you. Thank you, everybody. And hi, Ricky. And I want to say hi to everybody who's come in while we've been talking. We thank you for being here today. And for those of you who just came in, we have 10 questions that were being asked. But we wanted to reiterate the idea that this was about our topic first. So that's what we did first. And that we will call out the names of people. You can tell us if you're here, and then we'll start answering some questions. And if we have to, we'll just have some of them go till next week or whatever we have to do. Okay? All right. So
and
let me
just wanted to mention, don't forget, you guys, that we don't take questions in the chat. Right. You can go to our individual YouTube channels, go under the community tab, we will post a thumbnail. That's where we invite you to type in your questions, and that's where we take the questions from to read on Wednesdays.
Absolutely.
So there.
All right. So I think I saw Glow, and I think I saw Sally. Song Share, if you're here. I think I saw Ness. Just let us know. I have Love Above One Source, Vicky 88, Cat Mama Meow, Patricia Hayslip, Gypsy JJ, and Lynn or T Lynn 9819. So if I've called your name,
Is here.
Sally's here. So we'll go ahead and take Sally's first just because she's here. That's wonderful. I've got him on this Word program. So let me just paste it in there. Thank you, Sally. All right, so it's kind of a two-parter here. We've got, I've had two recent experiences I'd love to input on. First, a day after Ruby passed, that's her dog, a Black Lives Matter sign in the window, that he often stood in fell over. Yeah. Next, I had a message from my friend Marie shortly after one smoke detector beeped, maybe 5 times, then stopped. Were these visits? That's what she wants to know. Were they visits? Right.
Yes.
All right. Definitely were, I think. Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. What do you get, girls? Anything? I think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, I
get
really
innocence. It was, their way of getting your attention. You picked up on the fact that you knew who it was. So, rely on that internal instinct and trust it.
Right.
That it happens.
Yeah, details. These are the little details.
Okay. All right. Allyson? Not yet? No? Okay. Shari?
Well, the first thing I heard was yes in my head.
Uh-huh.
So, yes, you got confirmation there.
Okay.
And I pulled a card. It just says find balance. And I think it was something falling over that kind of just struck me. It just says find balance between work, rest, and playtime, and you'll have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. So, I think just their way of letting you know, it was just his way of letting you know that I'm still with you, Mama. And it's going to be okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Allyson?
Yes. Yes, and you're going to get a lot of visits. It's just going to keep happening. You don't need to question it at all. It's just if you think that it is, then it is. I mean, don't get crazy with it, but like if you sense at all, or if it's anything you could somehow connect to that, to Ruby, that's what it is.
Okay. That dog's energy is not going to go away. Just so you know, that dog's energy is in that home with you because
it's very concentrated.
Yeah. Yep. I sense that the dog feels you're overwhelmed by the loss, and you are also you have some inner turmoil and stress, and they want you to nurture your energy. And so they're just letting you know. Well, in both cases, they're letting you know you're not alone. And since you do live alone, I think that, fortunately, they know how to reach you. So, yeah, trust it, Sally. Yeah. All right. So Glow is here. Let's pull up her question. The other people, I called your name. If I called your name, could you let us know you're here so that I know? Hello, Amanda. Had met Amanda yesterday, and Wiki is here. And I met with another lovely lady here in Seattle. So, yeah.
Nice.
All right. So, and thank you, Fatima, for letting us know there was a wine truck that I guess tipped over something in Portugal. Oh, my goodness. That's all.
Yeah. Listen, I don't care about the dirt on the street.
It will sanitize it.
Some
Yes,
of
it'll
it,
be
right? A little bit of dirt never hurt anyone.
Never hurt anybody. No, dogs drink it all the time. That's right.
Yeah.
So Glow says, in a meeting at work, I let out about how we all need to help each other with issues that are getting bigger instead of getting better. I was the only vocal one in the group. Since then, I feel as though I have been judged by my peers and a few managers in a negative way. Do the guides have any messages for me on the outcome of this meeting? Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. You were being authentic.
What is this
Yes.
person's name again? I'm sorry.
Glow, G-L-O. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Marina? Whoever has one can go. Yeah.
Yeah, it did cause a little bit of a storm.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
and that's I think part of what happened was the fact that you're very passionate about describing the situation, and yeah, the people around aren't necessarily ready to hear that. So yeah, it caught them by surprise. But you know what? Storms pass.
Yes. Yep.
And it's all about a balancing act. You have to be able to deliver a message in a way in which they can hear it.
Hear it.
That is the message in this card.
Okay.
So you can say what you want to say with a little bit of balanced way.
Yes.
We are experiencing XYZ, and these are some of the ways in which it could be solved, or blah blah blah. You bring solutions to the problem and present it. It sounds positive.
Or you could just say, does anybody else feel like and try to get some people to give you some feedback.
Yeah.
Maybe. Go ahead, Allyson.
Thank you. Glow, I think that it's possible it was the way that you said what you said. I'm not saying that's what it was, but I'm getting that, or a whisper of that. Okay, I got that out of the way. You are the one that wants everybody to work together. Three of Pentacles. You're the one with the ideas. You are right. I feel like maybe they're just not seeing what's plainly in front of them. You do. You see the big picture. You have a good idea of some sort. I'm guessing, I'm thinking based on what you said, but Three of Pentacles for you, you didn't do anything wrong. If anything, maybe some of these people need to be handled with kid gloves, and that's sometimes just the way that it is. Maybe it's more like, come back to what we were talking about, like me. I just say stuff, maybe you have to tiptoe or handle some of these people more gently, because that's how they need. I don't think there's anything wrong with your intention or what you're trying to create there, and I'm good for you.
Okay. Shari?
Pulled in perfect harmony. Because it feels like this was your way to try to reach out to your coworkers in a subtle way of letting them know we're not exactly in harmony here, guys. We have to start working together, helping one another in order for the business as a whole to be successful. Now, you could be feeling pushback from other managers because they may be feeling guilty that it was you that brought it up and not one of them as leadership on the teams. So
I love it.
you have to kind of look at it that way from the corporate point of view. But don't step down, don't stand down from your opinion, because it was the correct one. And others will come to you with that.
I love what Ness says, and this is more, it actually happens more than you can even believe. Some people see the future too soon, and other people need to be brought along. I've had ideas that I've brought into a meeting, and everybody's like, "No, it'll never work." No.
Yeah.
And then it's their idea in about 2 months.
Yes.
And that always upsets me, but it is the way it is a lot of the time. And I also have been in a situation where I have a coworker who used to always get antagonistic with people that were working on their projects, and she got away with it. She got everything done. So one day I reacted that way, and I said, "How can I fly with eagles when I work with turkeys?" And everyone was angry with me forever. But if Mary had said it,
Yes.
they would, "Oh, it's just Mary. That's just Mary." So I was trying to be authentic, just like you were. And oh yeah, KK, you understand. So I get wonders. I think people are like, "Oh my God, she's broken out of her shell, or she's told us something that she sees," and they're just not ready for it yet. I agree with that. Or they don't see that as a problem just yet. So there you go. Yeah. Oh my Lord. Now we lost Allyson. Oh,
We did.
my goodness. All right. So we have Ness, who has the next question, and it's kind of long. And she wrote it also at the beginning of this, but it was on a page. She recently purchased a large amethyst crystal for her bathroom. I've only had it a few days, and it's been weird. When I go to the bathroom, I notice the crystal right away and am captivated by it. I notice all the fractals. Oh, hold on. Let me bring in Allyson. It has a strong presence. It doesn't feel negative. It's a new energy to work with in the bathroom. Overall, it's gorgeous, and I feel special for having gotten it and having the privilege to look at it. What about this crystal? That's what she wants to know. What hits you with all that's happening? Boy, this is your crystal. Gee. Let's start it from the beginning.
Yeah,
So it's Ness, Ness, right?
Yeah. Okay. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Recognition. You and that crystal have a connection.
Mm-hmm.
It is a genuine connection, and because it's an amethyst, it's part of your heart. So if you when you go in, say hi, say hello, let the crystal know that, you know what, I think you're absolutely beautiful. Thank you for being here. Because that's what you're doing, is you've recognized each other. You have a connection. It was meant to be with you, and you were meant to be with it.
That's fabulous.
So, yeah, and I get Ness, peaks of joy. This is about your higher frequency connection, and that's crown chakra energy and above, which includes the heart and all of that. But it is about that super high frequency. And when you resonate with that in that area of your bathroom, you just feel it so much. And I would definitely, like Marina said, tap into that, say hi to it, start talking, communicating.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it really is. And actually having it in the bathroom, you're always having that steam. So it's continuously being cleansed, and it's taking out all of the bad juju and bringing in some good stuff. So Allyson, welcome back. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm having an internet connection, so it may happen again.
That's okay.
Thank you. So I got Queen Nefertiti, and this is this has come to help you with your I don't know if you still hear me or not, but yeah, it's here to help you on your path to fulfilling your purpose, for sure. And I think I'm gone. I'm just going to check out, you guys. I don't know. I'm having problems, and I guess it's going to be ongoing.
All right, Allyson.
Have a good
night.
Bye.
You too, honey. Thank you.
Hi.
All right.
Bye, Allyson.
Shari, go right ahead.
Okay, well, I pulled Ears Wide Open. I don't know if you can see that as well.
Oh, it's a fennec fox. It's beautiful. Yeah.
It says deep listening is a gift we give to others. So part of what this crystal is amethyst is one of my stones. So I love amethyst. And when I first got into this, that was the first thing some of the crystal people that are getting that were like telling me you need to get amethyst around you. So I have some now.
Yeah.
And it definitely is. I feel like it's trying to reach out to you in a sense of just opening up and listening to what spirit has to say, to what the crystal has to say. I mean, because it will speak to you as well.
Yeah.
But then I pull this and it's saying ears wide open. So it's telling you to listen.
Wants to talk to you.
It
Yeah.
definitely is wanting to talk to you. And
Very cool.
that's awesome.
It is awesome. Hi, Martha Bean. It's good to see you. So
Hey,
what I get for you is poised. And I'm guessing that this is saying to you, you've put me on a pedestal. And thank you so much for doing that. I've been poised to find you for the longest time, and you recognize me, because that's what you do with crystals. And Val,
Yes.
I believe, Val, that's very
No,
true, isn't it? You
it's
recognize
absolutely true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
So I think you said you recognized it online and you took it and you went with it, and it's been looking for you. So
Yep. You have your crystal partners, and you found each other.
Yep. Yep. That's so awesome. Gives me the chills, really.
Mhm.
And
Totally.
I love amethyst. I think we all need at least one
Yeah,
amethyst.
I love it too. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So I got Martha Bean's question. All right. So I want to know still, once again, if these people are here. Love Above One Source, Vicky 88, Cat Mama, Pat Hayes, Patricia Hayslip, Gypsy JJ, Lynn 9819, and Songshare. So if you're here, please tell us so that we can read for you. We're only reading today for people who are here in the chat when we get your question. So thank you. All right. So this is from Martha Bean. I forgot to ask, why am I hesitating to go into the Akashic Records still a later date, about another couple of weeks? Am I self-sabotaging? Am I ready now? All right.
I can just interject from my perspective too, before you all do the cards and say, I mean, go ahead and do the cards.
Oh yeah.
This is something you already are connected to, and you already access. Anytime you use your intuition, anytime you read somebody, anytime you see somebody and have thoughts that come into your head, you're already doing it. And so whatever a boundary you're setting between yourself and doing it is illusionary, and just do it. It's simple. There's nothing in your way.
It's almost as if we set ourselves up to fail because we think we're going to fail. And in the class, Val said, I want everybody to practice. In this class, you can't leave without trying it, because if you hesitate,
that builds up that fear of performance. Fear of performance.
Absolutely.
Got to get through that. Get through it now and be done with it.
That's right. That's right, Martha. Big hug.
In this case, yes, it is a matter of fear, and fear in this case can stand for failure, expected, and received.
There you go.
So you're setting yourself up. I got Starseed. You are connected. You're definitely getting the messages. And the best way to maybe get out of that is to, look fear in the face and say, so what? If I do a reading for someone and I am totally wrong, I'm going to learn the things that I'm not going to do next time. So jump in. Jump in with both feet.
Both feet.
Yep.
Without reservation.
Without it. Yep.
Yeah.
Miss Shari?
I pulled single-mindedness,
Uh-huh.
and it talks about I can read it. It says, choose your own path and what is best suited to you. So I think part of your hesitation with wanting to go into the records is that fear of knowing and the fear of not knowing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to butt up against each other, knocking against each other. You want to know, but you don't want to know. You want to go look, but you don't want to look. And
There's all of that.
And that's part of human nature. We're all like that, like Val just said. So, but it's that single-mindedness. Once you make up your mind, then just do it. Don't hesitate. Don't think I'll do it tomorrow. Once it's in your head, I'm going to do it, then do it right then. Sometimes
we have a fear that if we open ourselves to something which could be, prophetic, but that we are responsible now, or oh my God. And so success in that case is like, oh, how did I do this? What is this real? And we argue with ourselves back and forth. So you're not alone, Martha. I haven't been able to go to the practices, and I need to do the practices because I really can do it. I just need to practice. But look at the fates, and you're blindfolded. But look, all the information, all those Akashic records are waiting on you. So the fates are saying, you are fated. You are fated. Yeah. You took the class and you're fated to do this work.
She says she was freaked out about the responsibility that comes with it. Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I really do. I do. Yeah. And so don't do it with other folk. You could always do it for yourself. You could do it for your friends, Yeah.
Right.
Yep, exactly.
Hilda,
all you're doing is delivering messages from source. It's not like, you are not putting the past or the mistakes of the past onto the person today. That's not your doing. You are a conduit to what spirit is.
That's right.
Leading, where spirit is leading you. So
everything comes from them, not you.
But just so you know, it's never said there's nothing negative in the Akashic records. There's no judgment, and they only give you what happened here, what happened there. There's no judgment involved in what happened. It's just X, Y, Z in this lifetime, X, Y, Z in that lifetime.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to go in and look at your record.
That really helped me, Val, when you said that in the class, that it's not meant to give you, oh my God, stuff.
No, there's no oh my God stuff in there.
Yeah. Or it's not what that is. So you're not alone, though. You aren't alone. Rossi said it, and a lot of us just have to sort of move into it, I'm going to nobody else has said they're here. We still got 15 minutes, so maybe we can do a couple of these. Patricia Hayslip, I'm going to do yours. Let's see. Oh, good, honey. Yeah. Don't try not to let it bother you. I can't tell you what to do. She's fine-tuning her move query for any more detail. I think the south of here, but unsure, and the lease is up in December. Maybe the event hasn't happened, and yet that brings in clarity. Hasn't happened yet. Okay. So she's wanting, I guess, to know if the south of here works for her, and she just needs a little clarity.
Okay.
I like what you're doing, Val, with all the artists, Patricia and Heather, and it's a fabulous thing you're doing.
It's actually Trish. She's the one who started this whole thing.
Okay.
And she's a magnificent artist herself, but she intended it. Let me just say here, she intended it for energy workers, anyone who has something.
Okay.
It's the same thing. We'll do a whole show with a drawing for you and the whole 9 yards to present you. And yeah.
Okay. I love it.
Absolutely. I'm gonna have to enter the draw because there's a few things that I really, really liked.
I
And
know.
for me, the only drawback is it would cost more to ship it than I would pay
That's
for
very
it.
true. Yes.
You know, and if I'm
I
going to
hear you.
pay that much, I would rather pay
Almost
Heather.
like, Marina, I think you have to drive to Niagara Falls and go pick it up.
Well, now
That's quite far from where she is, so I don't know. Maybe
it is. Yeah, I
maybe
don't know.
Montana
Maybe
or South
Yeah,
Dakota
it
or
is.
North Dakota.
Find a halfway spot and meet in between.
yeah,
I get it.
yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
any
Where is
responses?
south of here? Where are you?
She's in Australia right now.
Oh, she's in Australia. Okay.
She's in, Trisha's in Australia. Yeah, Eastern.
Speaking of, hi,
Australia.
Chrissy from Footprint, who's also in Australia. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Oh, y'all, pardon me. I don't mean to keep yawning. I literally
that's all right, Sherry.
Yeah.
ran in the
Alexis,
door like
honey,
minutes before we went on air.
Sorry, there is no list. Every Saturday, we on each of our community pages, we put up a thumbnail that says, if you have any questions that you'd like us to answer on the next Sisters of the Mystical Tarot, put your questions in the comments below, and that's where we take the comments from. So we don't take any questions from the chat.
And as far as joining, you can certainly subscribe to all of our channels.
We'd love that, Alexa.
Please
We
do.
would love it.
Very much so. Then you
I
know
see
when
you're
we're coming
over in
on.
my chat, so that means you're on my page. Go down in the description box. All of these lovely ladies' channels are in the description box. You can click on each one so that you can go and visit their channel and, click that little subscribe and then click the bell, and you'll know when we're putting stuff up. Every weekend, like they were saying, we put up the notice for that coming Wednesday show, and that's where you can leave your question, and then we go from there.
Yes.
Hey, Sharon, glad you like the burger.
Yes, Sharon.
Yeah.
I hope your daughter's doing okay. We just we had sent love to you and your daughter, so please know we're thinking.
Not fair. She's in a pub.
All right. What about you, Marina?
I get take flight.
Take flight.
Yeah. So it's if that's what you're drawn to, if that's where you're being pulled to, then that's where you go.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm getting some interesting things here. But we're going to go with this Past Life Galactic card because I feel like you're drawn there and there's a reason. There's something about that for you. There's something that is going to align and come through. And further to that, I think timing has to, like gears that have to move and everything fits in the slot for this to happen.
I get it.
But everything will align.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. So, Alexis, you have to put it on for next week, honey. Okay? We don't take them in the chat today.
Yeah.
Sherry? Oh, you're still coughing? Okay, honey.
I've had the worst sinus infection this week. I'm actually on antibiotics for it, and it's like,
I'm sorry.
You start straining.
That's hard.
Yeah.
I start coughing and I can't stop. I pulled the Swan Queen.
Ooh, okay.
Which says, this is from Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. And it says transformation, intuition, and patience.
Okay.
So you're looking at transformation in a new place that you're going. Intuition is what you're going to rely on to find the right place for you. You'll know it when you find it because you'll feel it. And patience is don't rush it.
Yeah.
Don't jump into something tomorrow and then you miss out on what you really wanted a month from now. So I just went through that very thing 2 years ago when we moved into this new complex where we're at. This is where I wanted to move, and there was just no openings here.
Mhm.
And we spent several months looking different complexes, different single homes, but not trying to find a place, and nothing fit. But my heart was like, here is where I wanted to be.
Yeah, you just
And
knew.
we got down to the point that it was like make or break time. We're going to have to make a choice. And suddenly I get a phone call saying, "Are you still interested in an apartment here?" I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
how much do you want for
just
the
knew.
deposit? That's how
Yeah.
interested
Yeah.
I am.
That's awesome.
I will send it to you right now.
Excellent. Excellent.
Exactly.
So I get building blocks. And I think that complements all of these ladies, what they've said. It, takes short building blocks to build toward where you want to go. Take a trip down there. See if you like it down there. Don't just make a decision to go there, but work with your building blocks and work in alignment with your intuition and other things. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you. Anybody here? Is Gypsy here? Is T Lynn here? Is
Hi, Sharon.
Emma?
I didn't even
Yeah, Vicky, Love
realize
Above
she was
Source,
here.
Song Share. Are any of those people here? Because if not, we are not going to be reading for anyone else that isn't here at this point. But we can add those questions to next week. So if you have a question next week that you've put on one of our boards, then I believe it's Marina's, or is it Sherry's? Sherry's turn next week.
Sherry.
I think. Sherry's next week. I will give the questions to Sherry so she can do that. All right. You're welcome, everybody. Poor
And
Sherry.
thank you. This, you know what? This works out
you.
perfectly because I was going to have to leave in about 6 minutes. So
Yep.
this is excellent. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you, everyone. And
Yeah.
Sherry,
Going to the
everybody's
doctor
wishing you got
tomorrow.
feel
Got my
better.
antibiotics, so yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you, Val. Thank you, Marina. Thank you,
Bye.
everybody in the chat, and
Bye,
especially the
everybody.
moderators
Thank y'all for coming.
and the
Absolutely.
donators. Thank you so much.
Yes.
We love you all. Have a good one. Bye-bye.